Hey, what's going on, my little tattletales? Listen, how are y'all doing today? If you are Scott Disick, baby, you are out for blood and letting that chopper sing. Or actually, should I say Scott's bodyguard, is it, y'all? I don't know what it is with bodyguards and the way they be giving up tapes. Doesn't anybody have an NDA or do they just trust them? Anyway, listen, let's thank God for the messy people that know not to sign NDAs and get into this latest thing because, y'all, this is actually really disturbing if it's true. Scott Disick, the bodyguard, is claiming was offered millions by the Kardashians to not visit his kids. But get this, right? Kourtney wasn't the one that asked for it. It was Kris and Khloe that were the ones plotting. Yeah, Khloe that be acting like she's Scott's best friend. Khloe that always be in his face. Scott that's like, Kris that's like, Scott, I love you. I'm like a second mother. Actually, you're first because your real mom's not here. Y'all, let's get into this. But before we do, hit that like, subscribe if you're really about that like, notifications. And don't forget, if you are into reality TV, your girl's getting back into the game. Tonight, every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be reviewing The Real Housewives of Dubai and The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, a double recap. And on Saturday, Love and Marriage Huntsville, because Letitia, and Melody and all those girls are acting up. And I'm going to be reviewing Real Housewives of Atlanta every Sunday right after the show. Anyway, let's get into this mess, right? Scott Disick was offered millions by the Kardashians to not visit the 3 kids he shares with Kourtney Kardashian. This is according to the family's former bodyguard, Mark Bear. Mark Bear has spilled the beans on Angelina and Brad. He's talked about Kim. Why do people keep hiring this man? Or is he just making his money off of appearances in the tabloids? Anyway, Mark says that Scott wanted to speak to him about the drama with Kris Jenner and Khloe Kardashian. He said they both were trying to push him out of the family circle, to never show up at family and media events, and that any events that the family's at, and even offered to pay him millions if he signed an agreement that would give him his rights to also visit his kids. First of all, who the hell are Khloe and Kris to be doing this? Mind you, you say Kourtney's not involved in this dumb ish. I wonder if Kourtney knew about this though. Now listen, the bodyguard said that Scott was like F that, and was asking him for advice. He also said he had other conversations with Scott. Now listen, you guys know that Kourtney and Scott, they began dating in 2006 and they were on again, off again. Now I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, like it's Kourtney's fault. She should have kept Scott away. You know, once it was over, she was sending him mixed reviews. To which I said, did y'all not see every season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians? Kourtney was desperately in love with Scott through all his addictions, through all his rehab, through all his problems. Who remembers when Scott shoved $100 bill into a waiter's mouth? And I was looking like Scott's out of his damn mind, but apparently he was high off the wacky juice, allegedly, right? But Kourtney loves Scott desperately. And I believe that when she was like, no, Scott's still invited, I still want him to be part of the family. She wanted to keep Scott close because she loved him and she was hoping that Scott would change his mind. I remember when she told Scott that she was pregnant with Rain, their third kid. And Scott was like, are you kidding me? You're always trapping me. And the look of hurt in Kourtney's eyes, because I honestly think that Kourtney thought a baby would get him through the depression. And you know Kourtney loves babies. Again, Scott was perfectly horrible to Kourtney. I remember her crying all the time over him cheating. That said, I do think the reason why she had him around is because she still loved him and was hoping by keeping him close, Scott would also love her and want to be closer to her. However, when she did actually find her true, hopefully forever love Travis, she left Scott alone. Now listen, we know that Scott's relationship with the family is heavily documented. In several episodes, he literally expressed fears of losing touch with the family as Kourtney prepared to marry Travis Barker. Now it all makes sense why he was so worried and why Scott, remember when Kourtney got married and Scott like went on a drinking binge, it looked like, and then was like, I'm getting on a private jet to go wherever I want. And he wound up in a strip club in New York. And I said, poor Scott, that's the worst type of heartbreak. You got unlimited money, you got people to distract you, and you're just so miserable it don't mean nothing. But anyway, back to this. We know they've been trying to actually push Scott out, but let's also not forget that Kris and them literally Also, we're putting Scott in scenes with Kourtney for some weird drama to happen or some weird blow up to happen. Remember how they would force Scott to sit down at dinner and watch Kourtney and Travis make out like in the corner? And here's the thing, I don't blame Kourtney. Scott took her through some mess. It's amazing to me that she actually found love, not because Kourtney doesn't deserve it, not because she can't get it, but a lot of times when you're involved with people that struggle with addiction and they like are very like abusive to your heart in relationships, it's hard for you to link up with somebody that has a healthy attachment style, a healthy love style. It looks like Travis does. That's why I'm really, really happy for Kourtney. Now, Scott could have left at any time, but again, you know, I think it was like he couldn't look away. But a lot of times, sources were saying, and this is alleged, that Kris was kind of hoping that Scott would act up or there would be some eruption and it could be captured on camera. Don't forget, this family makes its business on controversy. Now, listen, insiders did speak to the tabloids and the magazines saying Scott was holding up after Kourtney and Travis's Italian wedding. They said that Scott's been hitting the bars ever since Kourtney got married. Whatever anyone says, Kourtney is the one that got away. Seeing Kourtney and Travis splashed over the internet surrounded by Kardashians is a hard pill to swallow for Scott. He's okay, and yes, he's moved on. Now, let me just say this. Surrounded by who Kardashians? According to sources and what we saw on Instagram, Kim and them left, literally did photo ops, didn't even take pictures with the bride, and rolled out during her wedding. They weren't even at the reception for an hour. Apparently, there seems to be like a family feud. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go watch my video, Civil War. But anyway, back to this, right? Scott wasn't invited to the big event. That's not entirely true. Sources actually said that Kourtney invited Scott, as long as he didn't do anything weird. Scott chose not to come because it wasn't up his alley, which I respect that, and I see that. However, Kourtney being the one that got away, Scott, you can't be serious. You literally treated Kourtney like crap. But back to the original point of this video, y'all, what do you think of Khloe and Kris allegedly offering Scott millions to give up custody of his kids and to go away permanently? And do you think Kourtney had anything to do with it? I doubt she would. For some reason, Kourtney strikes me as the type that would be like, no, Scott, can you sit while she's eating a giant salad? Can you sit down? I want to talk to you. So I need you to go away, right? But one thing I will say, Kourtney just doesn't seem like that. She's always wanted the kids to have a close relationship with their father, and I can't see her paying anything for Scott to get out of the pictures and give up custody of his kids. And listen, I'll say this. Scott had his issues with Kourt. He was not the best mate for Kourt, but under no slight thing of the imagination could I see Scott signing over his custody of his kids for $1 million. No, maybe $1 billion in a fifth of vodka. Okay. I'm just joking. Anyway, my little tattletales, let me know what you think of this. This is sick. But let me know what you think of this, and I will talk to you later. Bye.